Update: 5 days since I served my soon to be ex wife, 30 female of 7 years. Now everyone is piling on me to talk to her. Firstly, thank you everyone for your input. It helped me a lot. I have managed to get rid of most callers. There are only a few stragglers left, still trying to pressure me. I met with Frank's wife. More on that further down. The two best responses turned out to be, "Why don't you ask her why we are not talking?" This was very effective. Follow up if number one didn't work. Imagine the trauma Sue has inflicted on me for me to go on no contact. You pressuring me is adding a lot to my stress. Will you pay for my psychotherapy if I have a total mental breakdown? No. Okay, maybe you should stay out of this then. Eh, okay, click. Secondly, I think I need to clarify a little. Many seem to think that I had full control and executed a flawless maneuver. The entire day, apart from 10 minutes when I confronted her, I was a total mess. It took me 2 months of steeling myself in preparation to be able to pull off the 10-minute confrontation. I was hoping she would turn around at a door and come back down. She had dozens of chances to stop and come clean, but she didn't. I guess I was hoping up until the last second that she had stopped. I would have been able to talk about reconciling up until the point where they got physical. It took everything I had not to break down in tears in a hotel. In fact, I started crying before I reached the end of the hallway. Also, I didn't do this as some kind of revenge. I did it to break free and regain a bit of my self worth. Being cheated was degrading, humiliating, and emasculating. I am a shell of my former self. I do realize that this is because I loved her with all my heart, and it's why I decided to go and see. I don't think I am strong enough yet to face her without breaking down, and I will never, ever again show any weakness in front of her or anyone that might convey that to her. Asking the questions to Frank surprising and confronting my wife was all about me, not them. It took back control over my life, but I know I am weak to hold on to that if I were to meet her today. So, I will strengthen my resolve, steel myself. I will never again show her any kindness or consideration for her. I will be nothing but a rock hard, ice cold, emotionless, indifferent ex husband. I will burn her and Frank's life to the ground once the divorce goes through. Until then, I will work on bettering myself and getting on with my life. For them, they can do whatever they want. I can't control their choices. I can only control my own. Many have asked how I can be this cold and calculating. I think a few even call my crazy. I don't see it like that. Let me be clear. I don't enjoy this at all. I see it as absolutely necessary actions for my own well-being and sanity. Life has changed. My marriage, in a case developed, gangrene, so I am cutting it off before it affects more of my body and causes permanent damage. I have also decided to not flirt or do anything on Tinder. It was a nice ego boost, but I am in a vulnerable state, and I might cause someone else pain since I'm not really in control of my emotions at this point. It would be selfish of me to expose anyone else's potential pain just to stroke my own ego. I met with Frank's wife yesterday. We talked for hours at a coffee shop we met. She was devastated. She called Frank and confronted him with me next to her on the screen. He begged, pleaded, all the usual stuff. She had been preparing for this sweet talk, but still, she broke down and just hung up on him in the end. She ended up spending the night in my new apartment in the spare room. She just couldn't go home and face him. We talked all night, and it was cathartic to be able to vent my anger with someone that understood what his betrayal feels like. I heard her crying herself to sleep last night. It was heartbreaking. I wanted to go and hug her, but I didn't want to make it weird or make her uncomfortable. I will ask her today if I can do anything to help. I have told her she can stay as long as she wants. Nobody knows about the apartment besides me. It's small and doesn't have a lot of furniture, but it has plenty of food and all the amenities you would need. She is trying to get her head on straight before facing Frank. Frank has been blowing up her phone with messages and apologies. When I left for work this morning, she still haven't responded to any of them. The only person I have talked to via message 1 and 2 is my wife's mother. I like her. She is very nice, and she has always made me feel welcomed and cared for. She told me that my wife would be committed to a mental facility due to talking about terminal self-harm. She has been in a bad way apparently since the hotel. I told her that she is no longer my responsibility. She made these choices. She will need to deal with the consequences. I would appreciate it if she didn't update me on my wife since it was already painful enough that I needed distance to properly separate myself from her. I informed her that there is absolutely 0% chance of reconciliation. The divorce will go through. We will not communicate at all outside of issues related to our children. And that will all be done in writing. I have enough just dealing with myself at the moment, so I am not as strong as many seem to think. I managed to pull myself together just enough to cut the cord after 2 months of intense effort. And I would probably devolve into a sobbing mess if I met her today. I need time to heal, and everyone calling prevented it. So thank you again, Reddit, for helping me fend off the well-meaning people that were injecting themselves into my relationship on my wife's behalf. You guys are awesome.